About that time, Wednesday night again.
Another one, man. We got another one.
BMore4Real with Uncle Wayne.
God, we got another one. It's OMG, man.
Yeah.
It's OMG Danny, man. Y'all already know. We gonna wait for somebody. We gonna wait for some people to join the stream. We got some. Yeah, we gonna wait for some people.
They been waiting for us. We gonna wait for them now. Is that what it is?
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry about the interruption.
It is what it is. It's gonna be a nice night tonight, y'all.
Sorry about the wait.
Yeah. BMore4Real, BMore4Real.
More for real, man. Be more for real.
This is for real BMore. We'll put it in reverse.
Let's go, man.
Hey, welcome nice, huh?
Let's go, man. Let's go, man. It's
How's your
another
week been?
episode, man. It's another episode. Another episode, man.
Another one.
Another one. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody for sticking with us this far, man. Let's get another round of applause. Come on, man.
And our moment of silence. We've been missing out on that a
Yeah,
few
we
weeks,
have,
though.
we have, man.
Moment of silence for those who are not with us and
Real talk.
couldn't be here with us. Absolutely. We remember every week, all the time.
Yup. Every week, every Wednesday, man. You better believe that, man, for real. BMore4Real Podcast. We appreciate everybody who's with us, man. Uncle Wayne, how are you, man? Let's start with that.
Listen, it's been one of them weeks. But
Yeah.
when I say this, when you're alive, it's half the battle.
Right.
That's the main thing. When you're still alive, you can be able to deal with some of them tasks in life. You understand?
Right.
How was your week?
Man.
I haven't talked to you much this week.
This
we
week.
converse all through the week. So what's going on with you?
Man, this week it was a week, but I can't complain. I won't complain. Every day, above ground is a good one. I like that version of it. You know what I'm saying? Every day is a good one. But nonetheless, though, this week was absolutely well with all things considered.
BMore4Real, y'all.
BMore4Real, man. We back at it, man. We back at it. Another Wednesday. Episode 15. Let's go. Let's get it, man.
But it is episode 15. Listen, I know you guys have written in a few times about the episode miscommunication here, but we kind of got it right here. It is episode 15, but to know that you all walking through with us makes a difference. So when we do mess up, you correct us, y'all.
Yup. And also, with the numbers and all that, another interesting fact is that we did have a whole week that we missed.
Didn't even record.
Yeah, that we missed, man. So it's really like number 16. But we live and we learn.
And we learn.
For
those who are wise, live and learn.
Yup.
Or you'll become an old fool.
Yup. So we growing as anything else, like plants or like people do spiritually, like people do naturally. You know what I'm saying? We're growing along that cycle and we're maturing into better spaces. So
he maturing. I'm 60, y'all. You know what I mean? There's a difference of maturity. You know what I mean? No, I'm still learning as we go along too. But you know when we said an old fool, some people at 60 think they know it all. Can't teach them nothing.
Right.
And they destined to be an old fool.
Right.
But I ain't in that category. I can learn from you all. As long as you all learn from us.
Right.
Get it?
Absolutely. And we're going to give a round of applause.
Give me my applause for that.
We're going to give a round of applause.
Give me my applause for that. Well deserved.
We're going to do that.
Let's get on these topics, sir, because they were so well thought out. for this week. I had to admit, the topics is well thought out.
Yeah.
So it's interesting for you all to join us this week, and these topics are very interesting. And listen, let me explain something to you. We don't always agree here on Be More for Real.
Nope.
But we are Be More for Real.
For real.
You know?
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
As you could tell below, I didn't mean to rhyme, but that's just how I am. But if you know, you can see below that the dangers of clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? The dangers of clout chasing, man, is it's crazy, the society that we live in. We have to explain certain things to the people because like we said, this is infotainment. We are giving you guys entertainment, but we also are giving you guys information. That's the key, though. The key is information.
I like the words on that. That rocks for me.
Yeah.
But look, explain what it is now.
So now the clout chasing is basically doing things so that people will follow you, and including tagging people names that's in the mix and stuff like that. And I'm just giving you a hood definition, rundown definition. We ain't gonna get in the real definitions because there's no real definition of clout chasing. You can define it as many things. There's an Urban Dictionary, but for understanding sakes, clout chasing is basically chasing after the fame, not even a fortune. It's chasing after fame, and you will do anything to get the fame. That includes pranking on people. That includes including people names and conversations you have nothing to deal with to make yourself seem like it's important. You know what I'm saying? It includes all types of things, man. People do this clout chasing thing all because of basically social media and its appeal that you will have all these followers. So clout chasing is basically chasing this goddamn fame, and especially through social media.
And the thing that rocks my world, I'm 60 again, remember? I'm going 60. What is it so fascinating when you all want to be so popular? I'm missing the point of that, knowing you can't be popular forever. So if you're popular today, you want to be popular today, tomorrow, and forever. That doesn't make sense. So when they clout chasing it, because they chasing somebody else who has a little followers, a little swag. Mm-hmm. So really you clout chasing because you really a hater.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm Uncle Wayne, I'm 60. I tell it how it is. So if you really clout chasing because you really hating on somebody else's swag. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? Unearned, but you using somebody else's to get somewhere else. So how long does that last? You know what I'm saying? How long does it last?
Well, see, what our generation, what happens
That's what I want to hear. Your generation.
Well, our generation, what happens is we associate, I guess, fame and fortune with the same thing, maybe subliminally and maybe not. But clout chasing, though, just to be recognized by people, is a huge thing. Like we have a bunch of people that are well into full-blown adulthood. Some of them are in the latter years of life, and they still try to seek this attention and validation. And that's what I see. And that's why we got to be more for real about what this clout chasing is about.
So the old heads still clout chasing too.
You have some of them. You know what I'm saying? You got some of them, as with anything, you have, people that's outside the fold that don't go with like what everybody else doing at the time, even though that's what the majority of the people are doing. But the exceptions don't make the rule. What I'm saying is basically that clout chasing is
that should be a fact.
Clout chasing is attention seeking, and it's a very, very bad drug. We were talking about food being a drug, and it's not classified. This is another infotainment segment for you guys when we're talking about clout chasing being addictive. And I know people have heard that before, but let's be more for real. Clout chasing is addictive.
Mm-hmm. That catfish, that's another way of clout chasing too, using somebody else's image to pull it in for your own selfish gain. Same difference, Mm-hmm. But people don't understand. Stop trying to be something you're not or somebody you're not, because eventually it has to be. Let's say, for example, clout chasing. In Baltimore is the number one doer. They always say they know someone they don't. You even see it's in there. You see them on Facebook and Instagram. They always hooked up with this one or that one. Especially if they just take a picture, especially if someone in the club, they have to take a picture with them. Next thing you know, they done built a whole story of they cool with the person.
Right.
And don't even deal with them at all. But I'm going to tell you, when you find out it's not true, do we disassociate ourselves with the person? Do we blast them for being fake and phony? Or do we laugh and move on?
That's a great question. I was actually talking to my cousin and my peoples earlier, and we were talking about people that we know. You know how you grew up with somebody, right? That you basically know, okay, well, this person's still, so when they come around, you know what I'm saying, you might want to hide your stuff, hide whatever you got, you know what I'm saying, it's a value and stuff like that. You know that there's somebody that's always going to steal your food and all that other stuff, so you got to make sure your food is well protected and all that other stuff. So we know that certain people are around, and so this is things that we don't think about. But look, we trust people more, right, when we know what to expect out of them. Like if I know you're a thief, then I can accept that because I know that. You know what I'm saying? I know how to protect myself against you. It's the people that we don't know, you feel what I'm saying, about, and that's shaky, that's the problem. You feel what I'm saying? That can snap on a dime and you be like, where the heck that come from? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where did it come from? Seriously. Like, what's the source of that? Because people will change on you. You know what I'm saying? But at least if you got that person in your family or your friend, you know they're strong. You know, if you leave some money around, they're gonna take it. You know, if they leave some weed, whatever the case may be, a cigarette, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You leave whatever around, they're gonna steal. You ask them a question about something slight, they're gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You just know these type of people.
But then you know them. Listen, they're not clout chasers. The ones that you meet them where they are. Let's say, example, you know they may pull something or steal something. You respect them for who they are. You see the difference between the two?
Right.
Instead of trying to make them something they're not. Remember that old story about the snake and the frog went across the river? You remember that? And then the frog asked the snake, was it cool? And after that, then the snake tried to kill the frog. And the snake told the frog, you knew I was a snake the whole time.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Even though I gave you the ride over there, you knew I was a snake. You got to accept people for who they are. Seriously. So if you find somebody clout chasing, understand that person that you're dealing with. Remember I said at the beginning? And then people just gloss over it. Oh, that's just how they are. Really? So if they clout chasing with someone, then what do you think when your back turned, they not using you?
Right.
See, people need to learn that those people that you're around, you need to learn a person.
Now,
clout chasers will use you too when you're back.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Absolutely.
Is there a danger to clout chasing though?
That's why we get your solution.
What would that danger be?
Hey, that's the solution.
Let me ask you a question real fast though. Is there a danger to clout chasing? And if it was, what would that be?
If you are a crud ball, let's say you pretending that you representing someone that you really don't. You're a crud ball and you bring crud ball things into that whole situation. Now you done back somebody up that you really don't know, and you left that person in a lurch because that person gonna go at the one that they think that they got the permission to do the thing, and you don't even know that person. Do you see what I mean? So in that kind of situation, you can leave that person in a bad situation. Trying to say you represent them after you use what you can, because a lot of people do that. If they clout chasing, they only using it to benefit themselves.
Exactly.
You see?
Exactly.
And they want the benefit.
Exactly.
They don't care about the person that they using it on. They use it for all type of reasons. I told you, look at some people, Facebook and Instagram. I'm telling you, they'll have a picture of someone and they'll boost a whole story that they was really hanging out and dealing with those people individual, and they're not. And they making a little swag off of it. People invite them out because they expect to get that person to come out too. But it don't always work that way.
It doesn't.
So how about our solutions for that first one? Our solutions to clout chasing motherfuckers.
Yeah, so because we ran out of time on this segment, you know what I'm saying, the solution that I will offer to the people is stop seeking validation from people outside of yourself. The longer that you are lying to yourself and you accept people to lie to you about yourself, the more that you are susceptible to believe the lie about yourself, and then you are the one that's in what do you call it? delusional. You are the one that's in the delusional state. So it's important for us to understand our weaknesses and not have people gas us up to where as though we overshadow and we don't work on those weaknesses the way as though we can't be a better person. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the depression and the anxiety and the things that we face is because we know our shortcomings, but we surround ourselves around people who are not going to acknowledge our shortcomings.
Like
you understand what I'm saying?
I like that.
They don't acknowledge. They not going to acknowledge our shortcomings.
I think you need a little applause on that one yourself, sir. You understand? Because that
that's
was
a little applause. Right?
You got a heck of an applause, sir. Boom on that. When you want me an extended version.
We have to acknowledge the fact that our self-esteem, like we was talking about last week, and our egos and stuff are predicated off of everyone else's perception of us. And the thing is, we can't have everybody like us. If you're trying to get everybody to like you, you're going to be a miserable person and you're going to lose who you are as a person trying to please everybody. Everybody is not going to be pleased with you. Everybody is not going to be pleased with the things that you do. But if you do the things that you do, even if you mess up, that's how you know the people care about you. That's how you know who really there for you and got your back, because these people will stick through you through thick or thin. It don't matter what type of relationship it is, whether it's boss to employee, whether it's husband to wife, boyfriend to girlfriend, whether it's brother to brother, sister to sister. I mean, these are obligations and contracts that, it just fulfills the destiny and our purpose in life. And as long as we realize that these things is what's holding us back, which is ourselves, we will progress. That's my solution. We are going to progress.
And I can tip off that. Remember, you can please some of the people some of the time. You will never please all of the people all of the time.
All of the time. All of the time.
Just remember that one. You understand? Just remember that. You understand?
All of the time.
Don't we get in there? Don't we in there on the
all of the time. All of the time. We in there with the solutions. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. It's BMore4Real Podcast.
BMore4Real.
Let's go to the next one. How clean are the restaurants we go to? This is very important, because we was talking, and we're gonna be more for real. We had conversations about the restaurant industry and how important the restaurant industry and what type of purpose they serve. Being in America, we have to. It's a fine medium. Like this is a real discussion we got to have, because it's a fine medium between how essential these workers are and the sanitary conditions that they have these people working.
Because those are two totally different things.
They two totally different subjects. So you know what I'm saying? You're fighting like an uphill battle at both of them, because you're trying to argue for both sides. We need people to still serve us, because a lot of people depend on that salary. We need the people to tip us, because we were talking about tipping because a lot of people depend on tipping.
Restaurants important.
But where are we?
But these are two different things. Being clean in a restaurant is a very necessity. It is absolutely no question asked, has to be done. Mm-hmm. You have to have a clean restaurant. That's the most important thing of all. Food and being clean. But you, strangely enough, let me explain this to you. Back in the day, which we're not back in the day, dirt and food sort of went together. It really did.
Seriously?
Dirt and food went together.
Dirt and food? What you mean by that?
Food. When people dropped things back in the day, you didn't throw it away. You ate it. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So it never killed us. So you got to look at things now. It's like, it's got to be cooked a certain degree. Can't be this, can't be out, can't be this, can't be this. Our system is really better than we think.
And I think that is important as well.
Because you ever dropped something on the ground, let me give you, as a kid, you picked it up and ate it.
I sure did.
See what I mean?
Plenty of time. I kissed that joint up the dog, you know what I'm saying? 5-second rule, get that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we did.
You know that cold card for us?
Yep, that's what we did.
We know those things that we did. It's just the ill factor now, just to know that anything in a restaurant is touched anything or done anything that we think this will say ill. But we really get through it. But at the same time, I don't want a restaurant that's not clean. That's just the bottom line.
I don't know for whatever reason.
Can we explain that one too? I just can't put it together. I don't want a dirty restaurant. There's just no way that I can tolerate that.
I don't know for whatever reason why I try to see things the way I see it, but from the way I see it,
tell me how you see it at your age, sir. Half of my age.
From the way I see it, it's like the restaurants, they are essential to our living. You understand what I'm saying? And at the same time, the unsanitary conditions in which our foods are raised and which we have to depend on, it's also horrendous. So it's like we're choosing two sides, one of the lesser evils. You know what I'm saying? We got two, and you got to pick one of the lesser evils, and that's an option that I find myself startled at, because when you look at how food is processed, the watermelons and stuff like that, they don't come with seeds, so you can't grow them anymore, like from yourself and stuff like that. We got to be more for real. Yes.
And what is with that? No seeds and
everybody be talking about fruits and vegetables, but look at what they be doing to the fruits and vegetables as well, because they do things with them the way as though they don't even produce seeds and stuff, so that you would depend on the government for these foods and resources. And no, I'm not an anarchist, but what I want people to do is realize is that we are too dependent on the government to provide resources for us that they are never responsible for. And they're going to show you when stuff hits the fan, they're going to show you that they are not responsible for your well-being. They're only responsible for certain aspects of society. So why do we have the government interfering in certain aspects of society where it shouldn't be involved in?
But they should be involved in stuff as a clean restaurant. Yes. That's what would you think?
That's right. Where they should be involved in. But when it comes to
the seeds, they're not in being in.
When it comes to the food and being able to grow your own crops, how much water you can have, if and when you can collect rainwater, depending on what region you at in the United States, those things are things we need to pay attention to. Like, why are most of the foods and fruits that we eat predominantly don't produce seeds and stuff like that? Because of a certain reason. It's not just because they can grow it and make more money.
There has to be strange that the fruit doesn't have seeds. That's I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Everything, including human species.
I love seedless grapes. I love seedless grapes, but a lot of the other fruit kind of need the seeds. I kind of, I think. You know how it is, so let me know.
I was telling my brother the other day, I was like, I remember when grapes had seeds, and you just had that annoying seed in there, and you would crunch down on it when you're trying to crunch on the grape.
The seed, so I ain't upset with that.
I understand what you're saying, man. Hey, let's get some applause for some realness, man. Can we get some applause for some realness?
How far can we go? Because there's no seeds. How do you duplicate the food?
Because this is how they manipulate us, though. Because they use this as a way to bribe us. Okay, now you don't have to pick through the seeds and all that stuff because it's more appealing to us. Just like fish without bones. That's another interesting fact about the American diet.
Do they have that now?
The Americans do not like fish with bones. The exception is BMore. Let's be more for real. The exception is Baltimore. Let's give a round of applause for Baltimore too, because we like to lay flour to bone. Yeah. Shout out to Louisiana too. Shout out to Louisiana. Shout out to a lot of the southern states, but the rest of America outside of the southern region in Maryland, they do not like fish with bones. They don't like to pick through their meat and stuff like that.
Fish fillet.
They don't like crabs.
They don't want a fish
crabs
fillet.
Don't taste like they do here, even shrimp and stuff like that. They don't like to pick through their meat, stuff like that. They're not used to oxtail. Just look at that.
The oxtail.
They not. I'm telling you, you have a lot of people that don't know about that. Because you got to pick through the meat. You got to bite through the meat. Turkey necks and stuff like that. That's a southern thing. That's like a southern or people that got food culture.
So we getting rid of. Listen, that's why I'm talking about the generation. See, I'm in 60 generation. When you go to somebody's house or that, we got it all. We got all the food, the bones, the seeds, and etc. Right. But the younger generation is like, y'all want everything fast. Remember we talk about the big chicken breast and all that? Because you want it fast, you want more. So if we getting rid of all that stuff, that's a dangerous sign within itself.
Right.
Now, the government has stick in the restaurants, but they got to stick in there even further because restaurants got a bunch of things too. Let's say for their bathrooms. You ever see some of them restaurants, really nice restaurants with the horriblest bathrooms?
Oh my goodness!
Do they send attendants to do anything with the bathrooms? I'm a little curious.
You about to be preaching to the choir, really, because we got a certain time limit here. We wish we can go forever. We can go forever, and we can rumble on, and we can just say what we need to say forever. But what we need to realize is that there are certain things that's going on outside of what we can see that creates an illusion. And it's crazy to think that the government would do this to us, but I think the government does have something to do with it because everybody profits off of it. You know what I'm saying? The government is only mind control. And I'm not saying go against the government. I'm not saying go against the government laws. But what I am saying is the government.
I'm knocking on your door. Excuse me.
The government betrays its own laws. When we look at the policemen and all these people that freaking whatever you call it, that they trespass our constitutional rights, the police. And I'm sorry about the stumbling.
Again.
Yeah, they infringe on the constitutional rights again and again and again and again. And it's like the same people that you have to enforce law, it's like they don't know law. And it's the same thing with everything else in America. It's like you have a decent law. The law in America is decent, but which law are we following? That's the important part. Which law are we following? And that's my thing. It's like, why is America like this? And who are the powers behind this social engineering? Like, how did we come from a people that used to have chicken coops, pigeon coops? Right. We used to have all this other stuff. We used to know that, we got to be self-sufficient at one time, have our own hospitals. And now we're just totally just dependent on the government.
We dropped everything we used to do, though. Those was natural things that we had in us. We don't follow through anymore. It's like now, and this is why I'm on our black men so much. If we lead, things will change. Listen, just lead. That don't mean do what everybody else asks you to do. That's not leading, my brother. Leading is standing up for what's right and what you feel is right. And sometimes what you feel is right is not what everybody else feels. Sometimes you have to stand alone. But when you go talk to God and he asks you to do it, you got to do what's right. That's why a lot of times in your life, things don't feel right. Everybody's against you. Nothing sets up right. It's because it's time for you to lead. It's time for you to show us what's next. Not us keep telling you what's next. It's time for you to show us what's next. Listen how we live in Baltimore now. We can't continue living like this. Somebody got to stand up and be the leader. You all got to lead. And then this is the thing. You are leaders, but you know what? You leading the wrong people to the wrong thing. That's it. You leaders, you're going to gravitate. They following you. You all that. But where are you leading them to? Where are you leading us to? Stop bragging about leading us to our downfall. You know what I mean? Stand up and lead us to where we need to go.
Hold that thought real quick. We got some videos. We got to see. We didn't see the last segment. Let's take a look at a video very quickly. Let's take a look at a video. And what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And we're going to see about this food and how clean things are. We appreciate our viewers. We appreciate all the people that's following us throughout the whole process, man. We really appreciate y'all wholeheartedly. Now, let's go ahead and check this out. Let's go.
Well, get this. One restaurant, 110 violations. And on top of all of that, our cameras caught something disturbing on camera that even still exists in the kitchen now.
In tonight's Dirty Dining, Local 10 investigator Jeff Wines here tries to get some answers from an owner who doesn't want you to know what inspectors found recently.
I don't know what this is. This is fish on the floor. We don't know if it was going to be cooked or used for sushi, but we do know it doesn't belong on a filthy, wet, greasy kitchen floor. We are in the kitchen at China Buffet at 11379 Bird Road. Inspectors recently found 110 violations here, and we saw some of the issues still exist. You have steak on the floor. Can you just take the steak off the floor? Yeah. That bin of raw meat was very close to that piece of fish we found on the floor. No one could tell us what was In this sink in the dishwashing area, there are 3 full pages of violation after violation. Roaches near a sink and a food prep table, chicken, beef, pork, ham, dumplings, all out of temperature. The dish machine was not sanitizing. Food debris, encrusted materials, mold, grease was found on almost everything from ovens to the soda guns. There was evidence of an employee smoking in a food prep area. There was an objectionable odor in the kitchen. That could be coming from this bag.
By the way, we do not own the rights to this. Pay attention. We don't own the rights to this. Free speech. We got the right from freedom of information, free speech. We don't own the rights to this. Appreciate y'all.
Bathroom that was in the kitchen. It was full of standing water and reeked of sewage. What in the world is going on here? The owner doesn't want to talk about it.
No cameras.
No cameras what? First of all, don't touch. First of all, don't touch the camera.
Don't touch the camera. Talk to my attorney.
Don't touch
my camera.
110 violations. It's the worst inspection we've seen in a long time. 110. We show those entering to eat what was recently found inside.
I'm gonna find somewhere else to go.
You're gonna eat somewhere else.
Yeah.
I just bought from there and I returned it right now.
We are shocked the state allowed this place to reopen following an ordered cleanup and reinspection, and we have passed our findings on to the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation. The good news, you now know what's going on behind the kitchen door. In Southwest Miami-Dade, Jeff Weintz here, Local 10 News.
Wow.
Oh man. And this is what I'm talking about, infotainment. Wow. Let's give a round of applause for that. Infotainment.
They don't get no round of applause. They need a kick in their ass.
No, they don't. We do, for providing this information to the people. We need to make sure that we...
Did you all actually take a time and look and see that type of place? And they were a buffet. That means they feed... Ooh, do you imagine how many people come in there and eat regularly? That's a buffet. So they were doing this regularly before the... Well, I mean, just think.
Yep, they was doing it regularly.
Regularly. All those people was a buffet.
They was doing it regularly. So there is. All right, let me do this. We're gonna share another video with y'all, just so that y'all know that this is for real. We gotta be more for real. Let's do this. And let me go ahead and share the screen before I even play this. Let's do this. I'm gonna share the screen, and hopefully y'all can see when this was posted. This was a month ago. By the way, the other video wasn't that long ago as well. These are recent videos. So let's go ahead and play this video for y'all. We don't own the rights to it. We appreciate every viewer, everybody that's listening. Pay attention.
This dad paid for chicken McNuggets for his son.
I watched my son eat nuggets a million times. I never saw that.
But they weren't loving it when the 8-year-old allegedly bit into a mouse that was fried inside of it. He had to be taken to the ER.
Somebody has to be held accountable.
The McDonald's restaurant at the center of this, and what we found out from the local health department in New Jersey. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
Again, we don't own the rights to this. Shout out to TSR. Shout out to the Shade Room.
We don't want
for the information. Let's go.
A McDonald's chicken McNugget. Love them or hate them. Their website says they're supposed to be tender, juicy, made of all white meat. But one dad says when his 8-year-old son Aiden took a bite of one back on August 6th, he got a different kind of meat in his chicken McNugget. When he realized there was a mouse tail inside, he lost it.
And I seen, I'm like, holy sh. Like I was pissed.
Derek Wilson was so upset. He had to calm himself down before he raced back over to this McDonald's on Central Avenue in East Orange, New Jersey. He lives nearby and says that he has never had a problem and gets Aiden the McNugget meal every time.
He bit the nugget, spit it out, and he was like, Dad, what's this? I'm like, what's what? And then I looked at it. So I immediately, I'm gonna be honest with you, I got upset. I got irate.
He took a picture as proof and took the McNugget to show the manager.
So when I opened up the nugget, you can see, like, I guess it was a part of like a mouse, like the left leg and the tail part of it. That's why I went over there to try to talk to the owner. but they just like brushed me to the side.
They told him to call a corporate complaint number, and he left a message, but never got a call back. He told Aiden's mother what happened, who also called. She got no response, so she called the restaurant again.
I asked the lady, I said, did you see the nugget yourself? She was like, I did. She was like, and I said, how did it look to you? She didn't want to say too much, but she was like, I've seen it.
We asked her about Aiden, who's her youngest son, and how he's been since that day.
I made dinner the other day, and he was like, I just want rice and broccoli. And I said, you need a meat? He's like, no, I really don't need a meat. So I can tell that it's already going to start affecting him.
It's negligence.
There's clearly a process issue. There's a process failure.
Says attorney Jeremy Robinson, who is now representing the family. He says the restaurant itself is not to blame. It's the corporation as a whole and the manufacturer responsible for flash freezing their chicken McNuggets.
Hey, a reminder that we do not own the rights to this. We are using this under fair use.
Great privilege comes great responsibility. And so McDonald's, just like any other restaurant that negligently serves an animal in its chicken McNugget to a child who now is going to suffer for the rest of his life with post-traumatic stress disorder, a lawsuit that we will draft will be drafted in negligence.
It's not the first complaint either of this caliber in the news recently. In 2019, a woman sued a McDonald's in Florida over the temperature of a McNugget. It was so hot that it singed her 4-year-old daughter's leg when it fell in her car seat. She suffered severe burns to her thigh. The family sued for $14 million, but they walked away with about $800,000 of it. And this, according to the Herald Net, a family is now suing a McDonald's in Linwood, Washington, after a 4-year-old found a box cutter with the blade inside of his Happy Meal box. The lawsuit alleges that the knife nearly cut the child and caused them immediate emotional distress.
This is a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar corporation that has to take better care.
This is not just going to just be brushed away.
Attorney Robinson says that McDonald's has filed an insurance claim and he'll draft a demand once everything is processed. And
we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. This is gonna be the end of that one, man. This is infotainment at its best, man. Don't tell me you're seeing this anywhere else. We got you on lock right here. Stay tuned to BMore4Real, man. We got y'all, man. Let's go around and applause for that. Infotainment at its best. Infotainment at its best. I'm telling you, they are putting stuff in our food. If you didn't hear it from anywhere else, you heard it from BMore4Real. First, let's give a round of applause. Let's do it, man. Seriously, man.
This is horrible.
Seriously.
It's horrible all the way around. Just the mere thought of that alone. Thinking fried up in a nugget. And that was my son's favorite too. Nuggets is his favorite. You know, when you're a son and you go to the McDonald's, you know most times nuggets is their favorite. I mean, just imagine. Listen, I remember, not to cut the subject, but this is a true fact with my son. We go to McDonald's. He loved nuggets. He just had to have nuggets. And we happened to go to McDonald's and couldn't find no nuggets. And you know, to have a young one, we made all these promises. He's all excited and like, okay, Dad, you gonna really say we're gonna get this? So I couldn't get it. So you know what I did? Hey, I thought wisely.
Right.
I told him, give me the chicken, you know, the McChicken patty thing. I told him, give me that with nothing on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then I went to the car and told him, I said, you know what? They didn't have no nuggets. I made them make you a big nugget ever because they didn't have nuggets. So I pulled out the chicken patty. It looked like a big nugget. You know what I'm saying? He was as happy as I don't know what. That was during potty training time, so it really helped.
It really do, man.
That's the story
that's the thing
of a nugget. But there were no rat tails in there.
Oh, man. That's the thing, man. We have...
Imagine rats being mice fried up in the nugget.
Man, look.
Fried up in the nugget.
There was a story a while ago, too. Not even a while ago, man. This was years and years ago. I believe when I was young, before I was even grown. And somebody up at a fast food restaurant on Liberty Road. I'm not gonna say which one it is. I'm not gonna say which one it is or anything like that. What I will say is that they found a rat in their chicken as well. You feel what I'm saying? They found a rat in their chicken as well, and it happened in 2 places. And then another place, which I know of a certainty, had got sued was the Checkers up there in Randallstown on Liberty Road.
I remember that.
Somebody had asked them, "Do you basically cook the grease in the same thing you cook like seafood?" And I think Checkers had shrimp or something at the time.
And that's what they did. Yep.
And they just said no, and them people was really allergic to it, and they wind up almost dying from it and sued the crap out of them. It might have been maybe 20 years ago, maybe.
Then they had a Chinese
18
spot,
years ago.
A Chinese spot on Park Heights and Belvedere, not far from here, right there. Famous Chinese place that everybody gave food. They did an inspection there and found out they had dogs and cats all in the freezer and all that.
Yeah, I think I seen a video on that. They was talking about all that. I think I seen a video on that.
Can you imagine these things that are happening?
And that's why I am trying to express to the people.
You said express to them.
I'm trying to
straight out.
Express,
not Panda Express though, right?
No, I'm trying to exceedingly express to them that what we are eating and what they are feeding us is not food.
I agree with that.
It is not food.
But whose fault is it again?
I remember my cousin used to keep saying all this. He was like, "Cuz I'm not eating all this rabbit food. I'm not eating all that rabbit food."
Rabbit?
He kept calling it rabbit for whatever reason.
Like
he kept calling it rabbit.
Like
that's what I thought. Just like how you thought. But now I understand that it's just like because rabbits or rodents or whatever. It don't have no real correlation, but
cute rodents. But they are.
The rabbit food is for the animals. It's for the Lord. It's not even for your cats or anything that's domesticated. You wouldn't feed. It's for them. You know. I'm like, he kept saying I ain't eating this rabbit food. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, that's amazing. But we appreciate y'all for being here with us.
Solution.
We
gotta do the solution.
The solution.
I know that's
we got a little bit of time to go. The solution.
Our solution.
The solution that I would say to the people, if I can express, it doesn't matter if you're from BMore. It don't matter if you're from BMore4Real. It don't matter if you're from Philly for real. It don't matter if you're from Cali for real. It don't matter if you're from Texas for real. It don't matter if you're from Montana for real. It don't matter if you're from New York for real. What I would tell you is let's be less dependent on the government to make our food and facilitate what is acceptable for us to eat. We should be able to dictate for our own selves, especially as an adult, what is acceptable to eat and put in our bodies and what is not acceptable. And I will stress this to the people just to be more for real, that whatever city, whatever state, whatever country you in, it does not matter. Do not put so much things on the government, such as the important things. Family, health is another one, especially in America. Maybe Canada is different, which I heard Canada has very good laws for their senior citizens. I don't know. I don't live in Canada. If you live in Canada, let us know. But what I will tell you is America with their food, with their health, with their drugs, the whole administration, the FDA, what I'm telling you is do not leave your fate up into these people. We had a whole pandemic that we just got out of that we about to get back into, so they say.
Watch your mouth. I don't want to go.
That's why I said pandemic. I ain't saying. Look, we got certain things that we can say and we can't say, and I appreciate you for letting me know.
But it's life.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna give Uncle Wayne a round of applause, even though
y'all
don't know what it's for. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do for our people and what we're going to do for our people, forget trying, is we're going to make sure that we can give back, and we're going to make sure that we can give resources to the people and provide resources to the people. But, and not even a but and on conjunction, we have to educate the people through this entertainment, through this infotainment that we're telling you about.
And let me educate you. Let me throw this in there. We talking about restaurants and bad way they treating and this and bad health, whatever. Let me explain something to you. Most of us, not most of us, let's take that back. Some of us are extremely good cookers. You can cook, you can bake, and it's something you just got it. But yet you'll go to another restaurant, complain, wait, and go through all that when God has already given you a gift of cooking and baking. Instead of that, you need to turn it around and invite some people in and start charging them cooking and baking. It's what we do naturally. Stop wasting money going to a job complaining every day. Remember you talking about your one paycheck worth of being evicted and repossession. How about changing to a business of your own? Cook your own food. A lot of you are extremely good cookers. Take the time to do it. Stop the complaining. And guess what? Your restaurant will be better than the rest of them. Think about it. So listen, think. God has given you a gift. Use it. Stop complaining and going somewhere else to a restaurant that you can cook better than them. I bet you it's a lot of people I know cook better than the restaurants that we go to regularly. Say, I can't cook. I'm Uncle Wayne. I can't cook. But believe me, I know good food. So when people say, Uncle Wayne, I cook as I go, I'm like, oh my God.
It's BMore4Real. Uncle Wayne said,
wasting all that. And look, like I tell you now, $25 for a plate is easily a couple of plates. Look, couple of $100. Think about it. You know what I mean? That's my solution.
That's BMore4Real.
BMore4Real.
So to eat out is definitely more expensive than the. You know what I'm saying? But we forced to do this stuff, and we don't really
start making money.
Know the gravity of the situation.
Put that thinking cap on. We got to think.
Yeah,
we do.
And we're not even thinking like this is what we're going to do. So we would appreciate that everybody under the sound of this voice, under the sound of our voice,
BMore4Real.
Go ahead and share. Go ahead and subscribe because this is what we're doing. This is not what we're trying.
Need you to subscribe.
This is what we're doing.
Check to see.
This is what we're doing. And a topic.
The topic of the night.
And a topic of the night. And the topic of the night.
Let this sink in, y'all.
Rappers.
Bam.
Rappers and their self-incrimination with the lyrics. And I want to be even more particular because, you know, we thought this out before we made the segment, but the more we thought about it, the more we realized that entertainment self-incriminates itself with black entertainment. And we have to talk about this. Even though it's titled that way, we want to make sure that people understand that the way that our culture chooses to entertain ourselves is by self-incrimination.
But we're talented and good. Like some rappers, I don't mean they can spit a game that blows your mind, the best ever. But you spitting it so much, you done pour everything you done into the lyrics. You have to understand something. One thing about the enemy, which we call, is always watching you. So if you can, a little crack that they can get in, they get in. And if they can pull something that you done, pull it together, and it's your own words, that's called a slam dunk. Talking about rats, you the rat on yourself, but you want the lights. How is it working for you?
And also that whole terminology, how we have it as a people, and not just as a black people. Like we gotta realize that this is an urban centralized cultural thing. This is something that they are they're engineering society too. It don't matter what ethnic background, what race you in, because even the Hispanics got their gangs, the Chinese got their gangs, the Japanese, different sects of Asia, they all have gangs even within themselves. The Russians, we don't acknowledge them. We only see gangs as black people. This is what I'm talking about social engineering. So when we see that these rappers are self-incriminating themselves, we got to understand that we are the only race to do that. We are the only race to do that because we want to clout chase. And that goes back on to the first segment. We want to be acknowledged for that fortune and fame. But sadly, it's sad that this has to be said. Those same people that you fighting for their attention don't give a freak about you. Don't give a freak about you.
Sir?
They don't give a care about you. And that's honestly speaking. The people that we try to impress.
I'm 60. I'm Uncle Wayne. I try to tell you all. The people that you smoking a blunt with don't mean they love you, my nigga. I'm just telling you, they don't. They want your place. They want you, and they know they see your skills more than you see them.
They want your place. They want your swag. And they're gonna leech off of you.
And they think how they get it is smoking you and taking you out. Most of them not smart enough to realize your swag is you. That's something God bless you with. So if they take you out, don't mean they can take your place. They have tried and all have failed. You are who you are. But you have to realize you are who you are. See what I mean? If everybody else realize you are somebody instead of you, it still won't matter because you have to be the one that makes the move.
And y'all, I'll tell y'all one thing, to be honest, y'all. BMore baby, she'll have a lot more explained because she got a lot more experiences. Y'all have to listen. Y'all have to listen to what she got to say because it's. I mean, when you've been through it,
By the way, our BMore baby is our BMore entertainment. Yeah, she got a world of her own, but she got some interesting topics for BMore4Real. She's our entertainment segment. So watch her. She's going to be live tonight. You know what I mean? BMore baby.
BMore baby. Let's give you a hand clap and applause and let's give you all that. Let's do
that. BMore4Real entertainment.
So, with all that being said, is that people who have actually been through the trenches, people that have actually been through the war can be more suited to speak on it. So when you hear that entertainment portion of what we're talking about, where rap is self-incriminating, that's a segment that you really want to pay attention to because she has a plethora of more knowledge than we do. So that's fine and dandy, but for my sakes, I would say that our whole culture is geared around self-incriminating. It's like the more you do evil, the bigger you'll become. And there was an interesting thing that I've learned. I learned it from my little brother too. Again, it's a lot of stuff I learned from my brothers. I have a lot of brothers. We learn a lot from each other. I got 6 brothers. I have 6 brothers. And yeah, we all like, you know what I'm saying? We all like
how
close.
Many sisters?
8. I got 8 sisters.
So all together it was
15.
So all living?
No, all are not living. I just recently had a brother that died. You know what I'm saying? The first of the brothers. Yeah, I had 5 sisters that died in one day, but yeah, it's a story. Like I'm saying, it's a story. I had 5 sisters that died
there's a lot to
in one single day. And one single day, 5 of my sisters died that same day. And that was the year before I was born. So it's an interesting story to even tell you how. I
really would love to hear it.
Tell you how that even came about. But
is it a long story? Can I hear it now?
Of course it's the long story.
Well, we have another
because
segment.
my father had 15 kids and I'm number 13. And he wasn't even rolling. I mean,
he wasn't rolling.
Nah,
what was it called?
We had the same mother and father.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I watched my mouth.
He was a solid stone. He was a cornerstone. You know what I'm saying?
Need to watch
he was the keystone. He was the keystone. It's all good. It's all good.
He was foundation.
Yeah,
I take that back.
You know,
he was foundation.
He was. And shout out to my father. You know what I'm saying? He died when I was 18. I wish I would have known him more as a grown man. But you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
but
he was there till you were 18. You need not ask for no more. I'm dead serious. Listen,
I'm telling you.
Because that was quality time. 18 years. We all want more. Mm-hmm. But those were really quality times to get you to as being a man. I know sometimes you want to talk, but that's the time you got to leave the rest to God. You know what I mean?
I had
Finish it on out, my brother. Finish it on out.
I had 18 and 1/2 quality years with my father. But what I'm saying is that because we don't listen to male authority anymore, it's the reason why these rappers are like that. Every black male does not agree with this rap stuff out there. It sound good. We want to vibe to it. We want to support the music. But if we don't make music that will uplift us as a people, if we don't make music that will benefit us as a people, we cannot continue to condone the lyrics of this music. And it's not just for men now. It's like, damn, you gotta tell the women with all the thought stuff and all the Cardi B's and all that other stuff. We'll get into that. But I'm just saying our whole culture is predicated off of self-incrimination. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I killed him at this time. Yeah, I did this to her at that round and this round. I'm like, yo, that is crazy. It is crazy the way our culture is, because it's self-incriminating. And the more self-incriminating you are, the more fame you get, which is blaspheming your own self. I don't know if a lot of people know what blasphemy is, but blasphemy is normally a term that you use against God. You associate things with the devil against God. But when you blaspheme yourself, when you blaspheme against yourself, you associating yourself with things that you are not typically recognized that is not you. And that goes along with the clout chasing. That goes along with these rough rappers self-incriminating. They have to give us an illusion that they really doing this shit to make something happen. Can we wake up and do something different? I'm sorry for using the words like shit or whatever, but let's be real about it. Let's be more for real.
There's no other way.
Let's be more for real. It's shit. It's garbage. Like, how much more are we going to sow death, robbery, rape, all this stuff? Oh, excuse me.
It's true. It's true.
That's how much more are we going to sow into the community and not expect what we want to reap. People want to.
Let's flip the other side of that coin. All right, let's do this. Now, entertainment is, some people live and breathe those lyrics. So if they're in the mood and feeling it and been through it, yes, let that be the entertainment. But let's grow too. Watch this. When these rappers get famous, we know they're not doing the shit that they rapping about anymore, right? They need to rap about their advances. They gotta, if you're a good rapper, you gotta use your advancement. You telling that story of what you've been through in them hard times. Why can't you tell the story as the next step? Like the decisions that you made with your contracts, how you failed with that, how you overspent money for people not around. How about them people that you think on your side, you know what I mean, backstabbing you? See, tell the story all the way through. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
different stories, different times.
But at what point do you recognize and realize that these people don't give a crap about you? And the reason why I'm asking that is because
you don't think that they do?
No. The reason why I'm asking that, is because the same people that we are sticking our neck out for and seeking validation for are the same people when shiitake mushrooms hit the fan, they're gonna leave you high and dry. Shiitake mushroom.
I feel you.
Shiitake mushroom. I mean, let's be more for real.
I feel you. Be more for real.
We go through so much PTSD, so much trauma, and then we try to play victim to our own trauma. People are victim of their own circumstances.
Shit that they made.
Of their own circumstances. Beds that they made in. Myself included, no different.
We all that way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, myself included, no different.
But that's what I just said. Bring those things to the table too.
Right.
Stop rapping about the stuff you rap about at all, and then we can all grow. This is the cheating part.
But that's what we're seeing.
But you know why? Because we keep allowing it. When it's time for the new ones to come up with their fresh feeling, haters don't want them to get started. They want them to be like them. Let me tell you, each rapper or entertainer come out, you're unique. It's you. It's your time. If you be your own self, you'll have a time. If you want to be like someone else, you're going to fall into that fray. If you're unique, be yourself. Remember I said at the beginning, teach us who you are. Stop letting us tell you who you are. You tell us who you are. That's how we learn new things. You know? That's how we got to be, because this entertainment world ain't fair. You see that. Everybody stabbing each other in the back. Entertainment world is the worst ever. And listen, you become famous by beefing. Am I right or wrong? It is.
You're right, and Uncle Wayne deserves a round of applause.
hip-hop club. They love the beat. That's how you become famous. But look, till the shit get out of control, you know what I mean? That's when it don't work out. So you got to be careful. The things you feed off and made the money off of might be the same thing that puts you in your grave.
Mm-hmm.
Life. You know, what you do comes back on you.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, how you say it, you remember this, how you live it. That's how I say. And a lot of rappers want to be real, then be real.
Mm-hmm.
When you grow, talk about your growth.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your mistakes. You can still keep it hard, but you can't be got $200 million contract and now talking about you still stirring up crack and all that. You ain't doing none of that no more, brother.
Right.
Even if you was ever. But however,
right.
You know you're not. So how about the growth? Talk about them contracts. Talk about them rip-off management teams. You know what I mean? Let's get down to the dirty.
That's the solution. We could have asked that, but that's the solution. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the nitty-gritty.
The dirty.
Let's talk about what we did wrong in the situation. Let's admit accountability for those situations. Let's admit accountability for those situations, because when we apply that to real life, it's just like being shot or stabbed or anything else, or being beat up real bad. If you don't apply pressure to the wound, where you're gonna bleed out eventually because you already bleeding. So we have to assess these wounds that we're bleeding by and know that we're bleeding. We go ahead and we're gonna
know that you're in trouble.
Yeah. And see, we gotta stop that stigma that people don't make mistakes and all that stuff. People make mistakes. People always make mistakes. But at the same time, real people learn from the mistakes that they have.
Not real people, wise people.
Listen, I love
if you don't, you become an old fool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a young one. I personally want to understand what an old fool was. You don't understand?
This ain't Whole Foods. This is a Whole Foods. This is not Whole Foods. This is a Whole Fool.
It's an old fool. And that's the worst kind of fool, is an old fool.
Woo.
You know what I mean? When you don't learn from the things, you go through life so you can learn through them. I'm 60. That's the reason why. It's a difference between the two. I learn. Instead of trying to be right, learn what right is.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't always make the right decision. That's life. And when you make the wrong ones, learn from your F-ups. You know what I mean? Makes us grow. And it teaches the young ones some stability at the same time in their life. We don't teach the young ones to stand up for what they done wrong. We keep telling them not to do wrong. Listen, life, you're going to do wrong some of the times, but when you do, own up to what you've done. That's growth. And if we teach each other that, we got room to grow. We all grow.
Room to grow.
We got to grow. We got no other choice.
Let's go.
And as black men, we gotta grow. Be more for real.
Be more for real, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in with us.
Tuning in tonight.
I am OMG Danny.
And I'm Uncle Wayne.
Join us again next Wednesday and every Wednesday.
Be more for real.
Let's go. Let's get it.